Birth and death are two certain things for all living creatures. While we celebrate birthdays with cakes and balloons, thoughts of death fill most people with dread. Would we feel better about it if it was something that we could plan for? Hello and welcome back to Life's Biggest Questions. I'm Rebecca Felgate, and today we're asking, what if we knew when we were going to die? Before we launch into this video, I just want to remind you guys to hit the like button if you enjoy our content, and if you're new here, then become a questioner today by subscribing to our channel. So, death. The big question on everyone's lips. Part of the darkness surrounding death is that, unlike birth, we don't know when it's coming, and very few can plan for it. But what if we could? If we knew the exact day, I imagine some people would try and escape it. Like in the movie Logan's Run, adults know when they're going to die, and some try to avoid it. If we knew the day, would we not stay home wrapped in blankets waiting for midnight? Wouldn't we constantly be going to the doctor, trying to see if they could pick up on an illness early enough to change our fate? Would it be like Final Destination, where even if we tried to escape our doomsday clock, it would find us regardless? If so, what would this tell us about fate and our lives and our deaths? What if our deaths were predetermined from day one? What does this mean? Would this answer our questions about religion, or deepen them even further? Death could be a good motivator. A lot of people live reasonably standard lives. They feel themselves slip into the mundane and have no drive to step out of the rat race. Many people put dieting off until tomorrow. Some people will never quite get around to writing that book. If we knew exactly how many tomorrows we had left, wouldn't we start actually doing something about it today? Some people get so bogged down in the daily grind that they forget to be the best versions of themselves. If we knew when we were going to die, we would have a better idea of our personal time scale and a fine appreciation of living in the now. While I can't support that sentiment enough, where would this leave business and industry? Where would this leave capitalism? Push comes to shove, humans tend to value their own lives higher than money, higher than consumer goods. If we knew we were dying in a year, would we buy that new lamp, that new iPhone? Why would we even bother going to work? Time is precious, especially when you can see the last few grains slipping through the neck of the hourglass. While this newfound appreciation of our time would be great and freeing for us, it would be difficult for society to function the way it does now. We may have to live much more sustainable lives, as who would actually be working at the grocery store? Think you'd spend your time traveling and seeing the world? Well, great, but how would you get there without train drivers, ship captains, or airline pilots? These people would be more concerned with their own mortality than punching the clock. If we knew when we were going to die, we could see a rise in crime. In Breaking Bad, for example, Walter White learns of his terminal illness and decides to unleash everything he suppressed as a humdrum middle-class white American dad who earned a steady job and lived in the shadow of his more successful friends. I'm not saying people would start cooking up drugs in caravans in the desert, but what is the law and what meaning is punishment when you already know your number has been called? Speaking of the plight of the fictional Walter White, there are actually some people who roughly know when they are going to die. Terminally ill people are often given weeks, months, or even a year left to live. They know their own rough expiry date, and they can say their goodbyes accordingly. The problem is, by this time, they're already ill, and there is no certainty as to their mental state on their last day on Earth. Some people opt for euthanasia for this exact reason. Choosing their exact death date is more of a comfort to them. That way they know they will be well enough to say goodbye to friends and loved ones the way that they want to. Knowing your death date may make managing relationships easier. There would be nothing left unsaid, and perhaps we would know when to remove ourselves from toxic situations, as more than anything, we would know that life is just too damn short. Ultimately though, knowing our death date may send us a little crazy, unless it was something we were born knowing. Maybe that way we could find some kind of peace with it. So there is what I think would happen if we knew when we were going to die. Do you agree? Do you think we all have a date looming over our heads that we don't know about? Or do you think that life is a series of events with many possible outcomes, and that we're outcomes of those outcomes? Heavy. Guys, do let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. But for now, thank you for tuning into this episode of Life's Biggest Questions. Please do hit that like button and stay subscribed for more answers. I'll see you guys in the next video, but for now, I am Rebecca Felgate. Stay curious, stay alert, and never ever stop questioning. Thank you guys for watching to the very end. If you're hungry for more answers, why not check out our biggest what ifs playlist and our biggest science questions.